violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
News begins with breaking news.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Devin Bartolotta. All 6 inmates who escaped from the Bridge City Center for Youth are back in custody tonight. The last escapee, a 17-year-old boy, was arrested tonight. And just in the last hour, we learned he went on a crime spree during.
Wow. These dudes escape prison, or a juvenile center rather, and they go on a crime spree. Remember I did the story on how New Orleans had sent their teams to Alabama, and then Alabama sent them boys back? This is what these little super gremlins are doing. These super teen gremlins are on demon time.
His 15 hours on the run. Louisiana State Police say the teenager was one of 2 suspects who shot a man uptown tonight, then stole his truck. Investigators then say about an hour later, the pair led police on a chase in the stolen truck and crashed it in the 2400 block of St. Bernard Avenue.
Wow. They literally stole a truck and then crashed it a few miles away. I mean, they shot a man. They're reckless. They don't care. They're brazen. Even though, really, honestly, what is brazen anymore? They doing whatever they want. And this is fun to them. Shooting somebody, catching a body, being able to go back to the juvenile hall saying, I bust my gun. This is what these individuals value.
Police say they tried to run away, but both were arrested in Gentilly. Again, one of those teenagers was an escapee from Bridge City. The 5 others who escaped were caught this morning. If this sounds familiar, this is the 4th escape from the center this year. And as Erica Ferrando tells us, neighbors and Jefferson Parish leaders are fed up.
All 6 juvenile inmates who escaped from the Bridge City Center for Youth at 2:30 Sunday morning are now back in custody.
And I said, here we go again.
It was a 3 a.m. call Brenda Plaisance has gotten several times before.
And the message said that 6 prisoners had escaped, and that was it.
She lives about 6 blocks from the center and has a landline. Her daughter is a block over and only has a cell phone.
Cell phones are not getting that alert.
Just over 2 miles from the detention center, several of the escapees stole a truck here along River Road, according to the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. A deputy saw them in the stolen truck, started chasing them in his unit, but JPSO said the inmates repeatedly rammed into his unmarked car.
Wow. I'm telling you guys, these little super gremlins are violent. They're a new breed, and they feel invincible. Oh man, what are you gonna do with them? 5
of the 6 escapees were then captured. The truck's driver shared this photo of it. And then around 4 p.m., NOPD says 2 armed suspects shot and carjacked a 59-year-old man on Nashville and Loyola Avenues. He's in critical condition. An hour later, Louisiana State troopers saw that stolen car and tried to pull them over. They started chasing them, and the suspects crashed on St. Bernard Avenue. Louisiana State Police say the 2 juveniles were taken into custody. One of them, the 6th missing inmate from Bridge City.
It's a safety issue for the community. Councilman Bonanno, this is in the heart of his district. He's been at the forefront of this fight. We've joined him in this fight.
Over the last year, at least 24 juvenile inmates have escaped from the center, and last month, about 20 inmates broke out of their doors and took control of the jail.
Wow. This is ridiculous, y'all. They need to get some law and order intact and fast, because New Orleans is about to explode. They can't even control them super gremlins in the prisons.
Jefferson Parish Council members discussed it at their meeting a few weeks ago and asked for the facility to close.
We were told by someone from the state who came to our meeting that It was not possible or feasible to close it at this time.
Jefferson Parish Council at Large Scott Walker says since then the state beefed up security.
Why would they close it? Why don't they just make it more secure? Build more measures and parameters and implement some technology so that it's safer for the workers.
But it's not working. People keep escaping from there.
I'm beyond disappointed. We were told that there would be enhanced security inside and outside the facility. Apparently, that has not taken place, so we have to get to the bottom of it.
Senator Pat Connick was in touch with Governor John Bel Edwards about the most recent escape.
He promised me to do an investigation and report back tomorrow on what the details are.
Plaisance hopes for change so she can feel safe in her home.
It's scary, for one thing, you know. I mean, hello. It's time for them to do something.
From Bridge City, Erica Ferrando, Eyewitness News.
The Office of Juvenile Justice did not release the names of any of the escapees. The 17-year-old faces charges of simple escape, aggravated escape, simple robbery, battery of a correctional facility employee, simple kidnapping, and false imprisonment.
We are learning new information this afternoon after police arrest the brother of the toddler who was injured in a shooting in the Costco parking lot yesterday. According to the NOPD, the child, now listed as 2 years old, was shot in the leg and is recovering in the hospital in critical but stable condition. Police have arrested the 2-year-old's brother, 18-year-old Zyaire Cornelius, charging him with second-degree cruelty to a...
Man, what you doing, Zyaire? What you doing? You got the strap-a-lap. You got the stolen gun. Then you let your brother hold it? What's wrong with you? You gotta think. These super babysitting gremlins are on demon time.
A juvenile and illegal possession of a stolen firearm. They say the brother left a gun in the car and at some point...
Look at this man's pants. You cannot make this stuff up. My man has a 24 waist with a 34 jeans on. Skinny jeans too. Hanging off his ass. He ain't even pull him up. And he's on his way to prison. He ain't even pull your pants up. So you want to go into prison sagging? That's the precedent you want to set for yourself, Zyaire?
The child grabbed the weapon and the gun fired, striking the 2-year-old in the leg. Cornelius is scheduled to appear in court for a bond hearing this afternoon.
New Orleans, a young man is in jail after the shooting of a baby at the Costco gas station. Police got a call a little before 4 yesterday. They say the victim, just 1 year old, was in a car when a gun went off. It hit the baby in the leg and they were critically hurt. 18-year-old Zyaire Cornelius was arrested overnight. He's charged with cruelty to a juvenile and illegal possession of a stolen gun. This is at least the third young child.
So obviously he wasn't allowed to have that gun. He stole it. So what are we going to say about the gun control now? Honestly. Like, what law would have stopped him from doing this?
Child shot in New Orleans since the beginning of the year.
Eyewitness News begins with breaking news.
Well, breaking right now, NOPD says a child was shot outside the Costco in New Orleans.
There is a large police presence at that store on Carrollton near I-10, and Eleanor Tabone is there right now. Eleanor, that has to be a difficult scene. What can you tell us?
That's right, Katie. We are here right now after a 1-year-old was shot earlier this afternoon. As you can see, the entire area is cordoned off by police by the gas pumps at Costco. According to our partners at NOLA.com, medical services took the baby to the hospital in an unknown condition. The newspaper reporting the baby is at least the third small child to be shot this year in New Orleans. According to police, they are still investigating, and as you can see, they are still on the scene. All the area is closed off. Traffic is backed up.
Look at what this man Zyaire did. Gas prices going up, and you done got the whole gas station blocked off.
We will continue to keep you updated with this investigation.
Teenager is under arrest in connection with the shooting of a 2-year-old boy in New Orleans. The NOPD says 18-year-old Zyaire Cornelius is booked with second-degree cruelty to a juvenile and illegal possession of a stolen firearm.
And get this, guys. He's got a $70,000 bond. That means all he got to do is put up 7 bands, which he's a thief, so obviously he might have that. It may not be his money, but it's going to be somebody else's. And this just goes to show you guys, this is, I don't think this is right. I don't think he should get a bond. But then again, some people would argue, oh, it was an accident. He didn't mean for the child to shoot himself. But, I mean, the racist criminal justice system said, hey, you got 7 bands. You can walk, you know, within 24 hours. Be home for breakfast the next morning. You cough up 7 bands for shooting your little brother. 2-year-old brother at that.
The shooting happened in the Costco parking lot near Carrollton Avenue yesterday afternoon. The child remains hospitalized in stable condition. Bond for Cornelius is set at $70,000.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
According to New Orleans police, the investigation into a shooting involving a 1-year-old is ongoing. The incident occurred at the Costco gas station just off Carrollton Avenue. Police say it happened around 4 Tuesday afternoon. The child suffering a gunshot wound to the leg, then taken to hospital. Police say the weapon was found at the scene.
And that child is very lucky to be alive. Shot in the leg. And, the negligence, the apathy. How could you endanger your little bro like that?
And the shooting wasn't random. The 2 people you are seeing were detained at the scene. We blurred their faces as we don't know what their connection is to this incident.
There you go. It's brother and a sister. And I don't know where that 2-year-old's parents were, but all I can say is, sisters, come get your kids.
Police say those involved have been detained for questioning.
I have a 3-year-old in the back.
Elizabeth McQuarrie says she comes to this gas station regularly, saying she never expected something like this.
And just peep, I don't know if you guys saw that, but the sister right here is on the curb. She's got a bonnet on. Take notes.
She never expected something like this to happen here.
Not just a gas station, but at a Costco gas station. It shouldn't happen where, like...
Uh-oh, look, she got a little sun glider in the back seat. She got a little sun glider in the back seat. Shorty a mud shark for sure.
Like, Costco's like a big name brand.
Team BBC out cheer. We winning.
It shouldn't happen at like big, like signature places where we're supposed to feel safe.
Elizabeth telling me she's planning to move because of the city's escalating crime problem.
No.
Oh man, well just don't move anywhere we at, cause y'all the ones who created this issue. Okay, we don't want y'all to move anywhere where we are. Too woke.
No matter what, if a 1-year-old shot, I'm heartbroken. I mean, I just am trying not to cry, but I mean, that's just very, very sad. And I think the city should mourn.
Tuesday's incident is the 3rd shooting of a small child this year. A 2-year-old boy was shot and fatally wounded on June 22nd in Hollygrove. On April 25th, a 3-year-old girl was killed by gunfire in the French Quarter.
And her brothers did that to her too. Remember we covered that story? Her brothers did that to her too.
This is the 2nd incident at this Costco gas station. In February of this year, a woman was brutally carjacked here. Kelly Rain was putting gas in her car.
We did that story too, Kelly Rain. And then right after the Kelly Rain, the super gremlin that did this to Kelly Rain actually killed an 8-year-old boy. So that dude had bodies, and he was not scared to catch another one. Then shortly after that, the Linda Fricky situation happened. So safe to say, New Orleans is not a place that you want to be, want to visit. It's very dangerous. You could lose your life in an instant.
When a man climbed into the driver's seat and drove off. She was dragged by her own car for about 40 feet through the parking lot, suffering a fractured skull and several cuts in the attack. Anyone with information about the shooting at the Costco gas station is urged to contact New Orleans police or call Crime Stoppers at 504-822-1111. Eleanor Tabone, Eyewitness News.
Parish, a 1-year-old is recovering after being shot at the Costco gas station. WDSU News reporter Shay O'Connor joins us live from the scene, which is now calmer, but
she cold.
Shay, that was not the case earlier today.
Stella, that is right. Now, NOPD says that the kid is expected to be okay, listed in stable condition. I'm told that the 1-year-old was shot in the leg. Now, as NOPD works to find out more information, residents in this area are reacting to the situation. Uptown shoppers caught by surprise Tuesday afternoon.
It's so sad. It's really sad. Nobody is secure. I hope he is okay, because it's a life, it's a future.
This after they learned a 1-year-old was shot at the Costco gas station in Gerttown. The NOPD says the toddler was shot in the leg and is expected to be okay. But that doesn't take away from the situation sending shockwaves across the area.
I've been hearing a lot of shooting in here. So my concern is about what was going on, what type of the precaution you had to take about your surrounding.
2 people were seen handcuffed on.
I mean, he wasn't taking any precaution. He stole the weapon and had it around his little bro. Didn't care. Honestly, to me, he shouldn't have got a bond at all.
Seen while our cameras were rolling. New Orleans police tell WDSU they were detained for questioning, with the gas station closed for hours during the investigation. Costco shoppers like Jennifer, who was across the parking lot at the time, say another incident at such a busy area has her questioning her safety in the city.
It's heartbreaking to hear that a child was hurt. It's heartbreaking that another incident has happened. When these things happen, I start to question how safe, we are.
You didn't see the report? New Orleans is #1 in homicides per capita, so you're actually the most unsafe city per capita in the nation.
We, meaning my family, are in the city.
At this time, police don't believe the incident was a random act of violence. Now, we're told that a gun was recovered at the scene, and like I said earlier, police are working to find out exactly what happened. But I should note that a few witnesses out here tell me that it was a self-inflicted gunshot wound, that the child shot themselves. And of course, we are working to confirm this, and we'll continue to keep you updated. Reporting live from Uptown, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
No, see, when you are taking care of that child, though, it's like you shot them. It's like that. I'm not saying that's what it is, but you have responsibility over them. You're watching them. You stole a weapon which you wasn't supposed to have in the first place, and now the kid shoots himself. That's on you. I don't think he should have had the bond because he was in the possession of a stolen weapon, and he allowed his little brother to shoot himself. These super babysitting gremlins are on demon times.
All right, Shay, thank you so much. We're hoping for a speedy and quick recovery for the toddler in the incident. And this isn't the first time crime tape sealed off the Costco parking lot. In early February, a woman was severely wounded in a carjacking at the gas station. And then later that month, a man was shot and killed in a domestic dispute outside the store after closing hours.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.